Southland International Trucks is the only locally owned and operated truck and trailer dealership in the Lethbridge area.
When we started in business, we never dreamt that we would be where we are today. We started in 1985 with 7 people in a little 6,000 square foot shop. Today we're at 55 people on staff in a purpose-built facility that is 43,555 square foot. It's an acre under roof.
We got to design it completely from scratch, and that has made business more efficient. The products we offer are international trucks, Defker trailers, and Wren trailers. We do new and used of all 3. We have a service and parts department that services the trucks and trailers that we sell and rent. We have a rental fleet of over 200 pieces that services all of southern Alberta. We sell antique international parts all over the world as part of Dad's hobby that just became part of the business. So now we have 3 staff members that's all they do is antique part sales.
We're pretty passionate about fixing trucks and trailers here at Southland. We do also see that there's other opportunities for students to come on board and understand exactly what the industry is about.
We work very closely with Lethbridge Polytechnic. 10 to 20% of our staff is there every year taking training. So we see the need to give them what they need and help them out as best we can.
We have already created many different programs to help the students, get them in here shadowing and make sure that they get a really good taste of what we do at the dealership.
One thing I never did get to do was work with my father, and to see your own daughter coming up through the business, learning and growing, taking on responsibility, it's kind of fun.
A great honor, and it's been so much fun being able to work with Dad. I started in the business when I was 16, and now I'm taking classes to learn how to take over the dealership and one day hopefully own the place and continue being a great locally owned business for our community.